you hear how excited I am about church being a theatre. It's a theatrical place. It doesn't mean we're pretending or we're putting on a show. It means that it's the theatre of life.
Engages people, I believe, as a musician. It really engages people in different ways, I
think. Okay, my name is Augustine Eromose Ajanaku, and I'm a doctoral student in University of Lincoln.
And how long have you been singing?
Oh, this should be about 40 years now. I've been singing. I've been in the choir since
your whole life.
Yeah, I've been in choir since I was in primary 5, and I've been choir master for 1 or 2 churches. Managed,
really?
yeah, to lead church choir.
So you're not competing for the same job.
He's my boss on this. I'm very humbled to serve under him. Yeah, Francis has been a very good mentor here, and he's been guiding me through my singing, giving me the opportunity with Bishop Rob.
Since I think Christmas Day was the first time we performed together, and then we've done stuff quite regularly since then. And so we've got a wonderful collection of pieces of songs and hymns and things that we've done. And his talent means that he can just sing anything. So, and when Augustine performs, we have done stuff with the choir, but quite often it's just solo performance. And so that gives everybody in the congregation an opportunity for reflection whilst Augustine is singing down to them. And again, especially if he's standing up here next to the organ and then singing down to everybody there, they all feel part of your performance.
Your position where you were singing from just now.
Well, Francis has made it my position. It's very good. I own it now. With the permission of Bishop Rob, so I own it now. Yeah, this is where we sing from because...
no vertigo.
Yeah, being close to the organ makes me very close to the action. Yes. So as in going down there and the organ is playing here for a solo performance. So the timing of the rhythm very close to the organ is good for me to be here.
It's almost like a recital position. So
Yeah, a bit like that. No, indeed, absolutely. Sure. I'm not sure how much sense will come out of it, but anyway. Right.
So how's it going?
Very good. Yeah. It's
Sounds pretty good from where I'm standing.
excellent. Oh, good. Well, that's the main thing. And it's challenging, definitely, absolutely. And we've got a lot of repertoire to do, and the choir only met properly with all this repertoire today. So it's not only about learning the music, it's also about learning each other singing and all that sort of thing. So it's very much an uphill battle. But what I'm pleased about is that as a sound of the choir, that is definitely improving. It's not only that we're getting used to the notes, we're also getting used to how each other work and sing together. So I think overall, I think it's going well.
And are you doing something active to make that happen, or are people just getting their ears in?
I hope a combination of the two.
Well, what are you doing specifically?
Well, I'm encouraging a particular approach to the sound and to the singing of the music that will encourage people really to gel together. So particularly, I think a very important thing is to think about confidence, because that's often the hardest thing when singing in a choir. If you're not entirely sure where you're going to pitch your note, then that can sort of cause anxiety problems and all that sort of thing while singing. So therefore, creating an environment whereby people feel confident. So singing a bit louder, singing with a slightly fuller tone, all those sorts of things. And then as part of that, think how we use the text and the consonants or the vowels in order further really to unify the sound. But despite whatever I might be doing, also they're doing a lot just with their ears to get used to singing together. So 32 for the second time. That's a real culprit. Arrow up there, absolutely, absolutely.
You say things that I want to make sure I've got the code.
Yeah.
So you say things, make sure that follows on. And I think what that means is, don't slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. And there's a slight, yes, and slowing down and things like that, it can often be a sort of herd mentality. When one person or one voice part starts to slow down, then another one will slow down. And you think, let's keep it moving. But yeah, we have all these funny sort of choral speak, I guess, that sort of choral code for various different things, and generally people understand, and if not, they'll probably nod and do something.
Am I talking to you or to the camera? Okay, I think probably you. That feels good. Yeah. It's lots of nice music. The solo bit. Yeah, lots of times. Kind of. Yeah, a few times. No. Well, the Duruflé I brought to my singing lesson yesterday, actually. Yeah. He's usually quite critical, but he wasn't very critical. I think that was a bad sign. Maybe he was just like, it's too late to do anything. Yeah, I've done it. I've done the Duruflé and the Fauré before. The Duruflé, supposedly people say that the second solo, there's two solo bits for the baritone, and people say that the second one, at some point Duruflé came to a rehearsal that someone was doing of the piece, and he said that he wanted it to be full tenors and basses, not a solo, just that second bit. And so sometimes I've done it where people have done it not as a solo, but I think it's terrible to do that. It's absolutely it doesn't make any sense musically. No, Duruflé was a genius, and he was a massive perfectionist. But I imagine what happened that day is that he went and heard someone, and the baritone soloist wasn't very good, and then he said, "Can we have full tenors and basses?" Maybe, I don't know. But I'm not saying that it is nice when it's full tenors and basses actually, but it's I think it's better not to be that. And also the solo bit we're doing from the Fauré is better. Like there's two solos in each of the Requiems, and the first one in the Fauré is not very good, and it's alright. I think it's okay, but the one that I'm doing today is that's quite a lot more fun. Yeah, I suppose you find there's information on the score which is kind of fun to play around with, and it's interesting today doing the Liberame from the Fauré. There are sometimes you kind of have to unlearn things because I'm used to doing it at the end. There's a bit where sometimes you add a little bit of extra time. It's not really marked in the score, I don't think. And we didn't do it today. Well, as in Francis wasn't expecting it, and I don't think the organist was either. And I was instinctively about to do it, and I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't. And then that has like a different effect, and I like doing it that way. I also like doing it the other way, but as in like, yeah, you do it differently each time.
You're reading the room.
I mean, kind of, but actually, I suppose, like, so I'm coming at it from a more of like a solo performer, can kind of do what I want kind of thing, and that's quite freeing. And it feels I think if I would just have sung, well, when I did sing this 3 or 4 years ago or something, I'd be quite a lot more worried about being in time and that kind of thing. And I'm not so worried about that now because it's like my solo bit and I can do what I want.
You're just more confident that the organ will keep up with you? Or...
Well, Hugh's like the best pianist and organist in the world, so yeah. But
bad news for lots of other organists.
Yeah, sorry. It's just that I feel very free to be very soloistic about it, and I don't think I would have felt like that in the past because I've been, it's about singing all the dots on the page and exactly how they're written, and yeah, so that's a bit different. I like all this music. It's quite crazy to do it all in one concert, but it's cool.